Welcome back, everybody. I'm glad you could make part 2. And if you're new here, check out part 1 too, where we take the movement out and just oil it and find out that we need to work on the barrel springs because they were gummy, and not normally everyone does work on the barrel spring. They just oil the clock, which should be sufficient, but I can tell there's something wrong here. So anyway, enjoy the video on finishing up the barrel spring, getting it back into its barrel, and cleaning up the case so it looks new again, and so that clock can again have some loving. Here we go. Now that spring is ready to be put back in the barrel. A little more mop oil. Don't need as much on the rag this time. Fold it in half to get it on both sides. Let's mop another spring. Once you get this back in the barrel, if you wanted to, you don't get carried away, but you can take your regular clock oil. This will be something that we didn't get oiled with this. If you want, you can put a couple drops of oil in there and it will work its way in. Realistically, I don't think it's that much of a heart attack to get it in here, but it doesn't hurt to give it a little more oil. You just don't want it dripping out of the barrel. So I have the spring back into this retainer. And you notice I got quite a bit out. That's so I can get it back in the barrel and get this to catch. If I get it too close over here, there's a chance it might not catch. It's a little difficult, but this spring bends down, you can get it back into the barrel. So you see which this has got to go into the barrel like this to be able to catch. It's usually easier with the gloves because these hurt. Let me get my gloves on. So it looks like it's starting to catch. I can see a little bit of the black there. So when I start to wind up the spring again so I can get my cylinder here off, that will have to catch onto there. And like I say, you can do this by hand. Just check out some of my other videos, the older videos, and I show you how I do it by hand. Like I say, it is doable. So I'm waiting for this collar to become loose. I'm just kind of shaking it, turning it. There we go. Now I can let it back down in the spring, but I gotta make sure to hold it inside. Just like when I was taking the spring out. So now I need to make sure that spring is down far enough all the way around in order to get that cap back on. And if you have a 2x4 or something with a hole drilled that this will set in there, you set that on the 2x4 and smack both of them down and that spring will drop. For what I can see, it looks like I'm down far enough anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and put that cap on. And because the cap didn't have a hole in it like most of them do, which in a way it's kind of good they don't have holes in them now, because people would oil through the hole hoping that's going to take care of their problem, as in making the spring, let's say, last longer. The problem is it's gummy in there and you need to clean these things. So you're looking at trying to make sure it's kind of centered, as in you got room to pop it in. Otherwise you're gonna have to turn your plate as you're trying to get it in. And because this is brass, don't get carried away, because you can stretch this plate out kind of like pizza dough, let's say, or pie dough, and then there's going to be where you might have to grind this disc down a little bit to fit in there, and hopefully you don't grind too much off. I'm going to try to hold this down where I've already hit and work this around. You can also put this in a vise and vise this lid on. You need to make sure your vise, if it's metal, that you're protecting this so it's not getting vise marks in it. So you see I got it all in there, it's level. So that one's ready to go. Now I got two others to do. Now to get the bigger one in first, I have to take the nut off to stretch this opening, because I couldn't get this clip off. I think it has a, well, I could probably get it off, but it has a E-clip on there, I do believe. Yeah, that's the E-clip. And it's just easier just to open that up a little bit and slide this post over that lever right there. And then I'll be peachy keen, I guess. So obviously I'm going to do that off camera. Well, I have the clock hanging on the wall. It's running And so I'm going to leave it run while I take care of the case. I'm going to use the Old English scratch cover. I'm going to go ahead and get all the nicks and dings that are on this clock. And while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and clean the glass. And then I'm just going to go ahead and wax the clock. Well, I got it all waxed. This clock, the owner lost love for it because it had some healthy dings up here on the front and whatnot. But the scratch cover pretty much took care of it. And how many people are going to actually come up and examine your clock? Besides that, there's windows on both sides here, and they're going to be looking in the window when they hear it go off, maybe, compared to worrying about every nick and ding and this whatnot that this clock got from its original owner. So we're going to let this thing soak in good, and because this is a shinier clock, this wax is meant to buff it afterwards to get a shine on it. It's a Howard Feeding wax. You can get this over at Home Depot and probably a few other places too. But it's a wood polish and conditioner. So the clock's got a nice shine. It's not all scarred up. This is a really bad corner. It's all hidden now. Now I need to put the movement in, and it's still hanging on the wall, ticking away. Take my feet off that I use to hang the clock with, and this clock, this here isn't adjusted yet. I'm going to get it in so I can listen to it hit on the hammers. Let's not forget to straighten this out. I'm going to tap it a little bit also with my hammer. Hope it doesn't break. Still way off. We're getting there. I think that looks good. Now I need to find out what time this thing rings so I know where to set the hands, and also to adjust the gear here so this here's the music's right. So the best I could, I turned the gear here to get it to play, and I thought I had it right. I just hit a quarter hour and sounds beautiful to me. Let's go to the half hour. Three-quarter hour. Now the hour. So I had me looking at GW again, and they have, looks like the same exact clock. Let's see how much it's going for. All the clocks are going off. The one that's going off now is damaged. In shipping, the box kind of fell apart, so I gotta work on it. So anyway, this does have 3 tunes. I'm gonna say they've been washed off. I can see that there was something stamped there, but I can't make it out. So now the clock's got love again. So I'm very happy I got this clock. I'm not too happy GW tried to pull some more money. All these donations are free to them, and we should bid how we feel we want to pay and not be forced or egged on to bid higher. Anyway, this clock was a easy fix. Looking at the movement, as you saw, it was very clean, and the springs, the main springs, need to be taken out, cleaned, oiled, and put back. Now the clock's running fine, so that makes me happy. Given a nice drink of wax, this clock should last for quite a while also. Oh, besides giving a drink of oil on the movement. Anyway, until next time, don't forget to subscribe. Why? Because it's free. And until next time, God bless.